Hello there, and welcome to our second day of the vlog regarding my acting experience. So this Thursday was pretty cool because we focused on, we started off with a bit, more fun limbering exercises and tried to do like synchronicity and spoke about, the how you have different triggers and different things can affect you and take emotions, bring emotions out. So we started off with a synchron dance kind of where people would follow the other's lead, and it was really nice to see because it was freeing because it was something very simplistic and it was like one you had one job kind of thing and not multiple things to think about. Was just focus on the other, and you followed the other's movements, and it was you started blending everything around you out and just focused on the person you were following, and it was beautiful because you started understanding also that there was like a little story involved as well, and we was talking about it how in our group you got the sense that there was like an actual story happening, like someone creating a potion or plucking some weeds felt like stroking a cat, and obviously you get your own meaning from that, just like in acting, but it still affects you and you react to that, so that was really, really interesting. And we also, there was actually a cool moment where we intertwined with the other group even organically, and it's and it was interesting because when I did mine, at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this and this movement, and then you realize though, okay, hold on, I've got a scene partner. I'm not in this by myself, so I'm not going to wriggle around just in the room. I have a joint responsibility, I guess, to lead that allows them to follow. And so I guess that is just like in a scene as well. You don't want to be acting just for yourself, because you've got to be aware of your environment, and you've got to be aware of like who is there with you in the scene. And so kind of like from where I first started, I did my movements and I did like a repetition and then suddenly stopped, and that kind of like made me realize like, okay, you know I know what I'm doing, but the other person might not. So how can I do something that allows for more fluidity, but that I don't also have to think about, obviously? So adapted my patterns or my movement, then that would allow my scene partner to come into that without pre-planning and forcing it. So yeah, that was really cool, and I think it allowed us to prepare for then more organic scene work. But I have to say, it's a good exercise, and obviously, that's what it is, an exercise. But my question comes up there, how to continue holding that when you then suddenly have other things to think about in the scene. You've got your lines, you've got also the technical side where I have to hit my mark here and there. By the end of this, I'll have to move over there and there. So I know you shouldn't have to, if you have your lines down pat, that'll be organic, don't have to worry about that. Outfits and whatnot, that's all good. But there's obviously a lot more going on, so it's that skill of learning to still be like that in the moment of just organic synchronicity. I guess that's what we want to achieve. So after that, we did the Guskin exercises, which I thought was really interesting, and that I wanted to bring that up because I've heard the name, and we've spoken about it in past classes, and I thought I'd done it before, and I have in a way, but I haven't. And so it's obviously, where you have I am going to buy a loaf of bread, then you split it up. And this is just like an exercise, so it's not like you should use that for actual scene work in the sense, but it's a good exercise to free you up and to make you more available for different possibilities in the scene. So I'm going to buy a loaf of bread. So you split it up. I'm going to, or I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. And you take away the original meaning of the complete sentence to then focus on the little chunks of snippets that you take and give them new meaning, which then you react to neutrally as the co-partner in the scene, and you don't know what's going to come. You can't then anticipate and say, oh yes, the line is, I'm going to buy a loaf of bread. Well, that's my reaction, because your partner's going to give you something else. And that, when we played with that, was so cool. And it was so freeing, because it took away this is the way I have to say my line. And I say it with a German accent because we are very specific. Yeah, so that was awesome. And it opened up for a lot of cool play. I wanted to bring it back to, I have, now understanding it better, I've done it so many times in so many ways. I've done acting exercises at Whopper, where two people would like walk towards each other in the room, and the person makes an offer, anything. So you didn't even know what a line would be, and you just kind of like say, "Watch out," and the person then had to react to that. So it's very similar to that. Again, the idea of just like opening you up for receiving and giving. And then worked with Chum Lapola on a workshop, and he as well, he was like, how many different ways can you say that line or sentence? So it's again a form of that, like putting these different ways of saying something into the room and into your body to make you more receptive of like, okay, I can say this so many different ways, and then when you take that into script work, not attaching a way of saying it to the line when you're learning it, just learn it neutrally. Then when you're in the scene, see how the scene is going and what emotions are coming out and how your partner's behaving, and then then let it just come out. How are you feeling in the moment to actually say that line, instead of, now I must say, I am going to buy a loaf of bread. So very interesting. Like Fern was obviously saying, that some people hate it, some people love it. I, for my part, really enjoyed the exercise, and I could see as well that other people in the group were working with it differently, or they were adding on. They weren't just going to. They didn't just like say, "I'm going." They'd be like, "I'm going to Jerusalem," and so it's like you're adding something new to there that actually isn't there. So don't do that. Just leave it there. I'm going, and the person's reaction can be the organic thing of like, do they go, huh? Or are they like, oh, okay, sorry, that's okay, but don't make a complete scene out of it. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to playing more with that, and again, just freeing up. And listening in the moment, and being excited for what the other person is going to be giving me. That also came, I found, like that sense of play. Like I felt excited of like, what am I going to get? What else can we try out? And that was really cool. Great feeling. And not worrying about like, now this must be my emotion. Yeah. So looking forward to next week, and we've got a little scripts that we're going to learn now, and we'll take it from there. Cool. Bye.